All right, well, class is in session, and today we're talking about the one bright spot amid all the global concerns right now, and that is the U.S. consumer. Listen to any Fed speech or market analyst, and you might hear this buzzword, that the U.S. consumer is a big part of the economy. Here's Fed Chairman Jerome Powell this week.
The 70% of the economy that is the consumers is healthy, with high confidence, low unemployment, wages moving up, very low unemployment, labor force participation. That is what is driving our economy now.
70% of the economy, what does that even mean? Well, that figure comes from personal consumption expenditures. That's an index of consumer spending on goods and services as measured by the Bureau of Economic Analysis.
The American economy is the envy of the world, with a GDP in 2022 of $20.89 trillion. To put that in perspective, China is next largest at $14.72 trillion, followed by Japan with $5.06 trillion. What's unique about our economy is the role of consumer spending as a primary driver of economic strength. U.S. private consumption accounted for 68.1% of national GDP in 2022, which brings us to the point of this video. One should never understate the power of individual spending, and as a group, retirees are big contributors. For this reason, we think it's important to look at the economic value of pensions in any calculus of their worth. What would retirement look like without them?
Tina, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Thanks for taking my call. I'd like to buy a Mercedes E550.
It's about $1,400 a month. That is true. You are denied.
Oh,
I want to get a Louis Vuitton Tivoli PM bag.
So denied. So denied. It's not even funny. I'm going to deny you again.
I would like to buy a study abroad in Iceland. I want to go to the famous elf school in Reykjavik and get a certification as an elf spotter.
Here's the thing. I'm denying you.
All kidding aside, 13% of Florida's workforce are public employees. They represent a measurable piece of the economic pie. When they retire and with a pension, they'll continue to pay taxes and spend. Financial pros agree. Retirees with a pension are better spenders in their retirement years.
So let's talk about some of the households who spend more right now. Are there trends there? What are they doing maybe differently that gives them a different feeling of confidence to spend more when, those retirement years, let's face it, some people are getting no income at all or very little income.
It can seem a little scary to spend down our savings. And what we find is that those who have, for example, pension income, if we were to estimate the equivalent savings value of that pension, we find that those who have a pension spend significantly more than those who have the same amount of wealth in investment assets. So in other words, people just tend to let their investment assets sit. They don't actually spend them.
In 2008, the National Institute on Retirement Security published the first Pensionomics, a Better Bang for the Buck report. In it, they calculated the impact of pensions on state and local economies. The report has been refreshed every 2 years since. This is what Executive Director Dan Doonan had to say in a 2020 interview.
Let's start with pensions. Is the system, so few Americans still have pensions, I think it's less than 10% now in the private sector, but is the system secure? Is the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation up to snuff?
Pensions remain very important economically to this country. In 2018, we saw $600 billion in pension benefits paid to almost 24 million Americans. And this supported $1.3 trillion in economic activity and supported almost 7 million jobs. So I know a lot of employers today ceased offering pensions, or newer employers may have never offered pensions. But we still see a lot of retirees relying on pensions, and protecting the pensions we have and honoring those obligations are really important to retirees in America.
The most recent Pensionomics report was published in January 2023, and it shows pension dollars are still very impactful. Federal, state, and local pension benefits in Florida paid $130 million in tax revenue in 2020 and supported more than 116,000 jobs that paid almost $6 billion in wages and salaries. Each dollar in pension benefits paid to Florida residents ultimately supported $1.40 in total output, because a pension benefit dollar today will be worth more tomorrow. So when trying to put a value to public workers' pension benefits, don't forget to count the economic activity these retirees bring to the same communities where they work and live.